Alrighty, boys and girls, it's math time. We need a new quiver. We absolutely need a new quiver. And quivers are huge impacts on our character because of this master fletching and all the nodes associated with it. And having a really good quiver allows us to get really good jewels to improve the damage of the quiver. And so quivers are important. But the math behind quivers is necessary to make sure that you get a good quiver for your character, because it's not just get these nodes. It depends on your character. So we'll look at int first. If we get 5 int, that's enough to get us over the hump of 147 int. So we get 1 to 10 lightning damage. So 5 int gives us 1 to 10 lightning damage. 1 to 10 lightning damage is a lot. So 1 to 10 lightning damage here takes us from 29,186 to 29,976. 29,976. 790 damage. Now, 1 to 10 lightning damage is 5.5 average damage without lightning rod, which we're going to go over later. So, we divide this by 5.5, and we're at 143.63. Just round it to 144. So, we're going to set 144 to our lightning damage here. Now, I've done a lot of this math. We're going to go over the math. I just did it ahead of time to make sure I didn't make any mistakes explaining it to y'all. Cold damage and physical damage to attacks, we're not accounting for these. These are not necessarily accurate weights. All we do know is that cold damage is much less value than lightning damage because we have a lot of lightning damage scaling on our tree. And physical damage is even less with a relation to bow shot because, again, we have no conversion on bow shot. Now, for lightning rod, physical damage would be equivalent to lightning damage. And cold damage will still be a little bit behind. But we're looking at scaling both bow shot and lightning rod, so we have to make a decision on what we want to do here. If you're trying to improve your lightning rod DPS, then you would do 144 in here. If you were strictly looking at bow shot damage, then physical damage has much less value. The next thing we need to look at is flat percentages. And so we're going to do percentage to attack damage here. And so we go from 29,186 to 29,727. So 29,727 minus 29,186 is 541. That's for 10% attack damage. Divided by 10 is 54.1 DPS. And that's going to be true for every percent damage increase per 1%. And so we're 54.1 for damage with bow skills. And because we have feathered fletching, 54.1 for increased projectile speed. Now, attack speed is our next major scalar that we're going to get on quivers, and so we look at an attack speed bonus. Skill speed is attack speed with a relation to attacks, so we can use this one, and it's 29,712. So 29,712 minus 29,186. 526 divided by 3 gives us a net of 175, rounded down, is 175 DPS per percent attack speed. Now, we can lower all these by a factor of 100 by just moving the decimal points so that the numbers are not crazy high on the screen. This doesn't really matter. This is just for the sake of getting weightings. We'll go in and put numbers like this, and then 0.75 in here, and 1.44 here, and then 0.72 here. Now, we are a build that utilizes lightning rod and no crit. So lightning rod has special math behind it, which is lucky rolling. Lucky rolling increases a percentage of the total amount by 1 minus the difference between 100% and whatever the percent is that you're missing, times whatever percent minus whatever percent you're missing. So lightning damage has a huge range on it. So we look at our bow shot, for example. Lightning damage goes from 2,388 to 14,950. And so we'll go down to lightning rod to explain this math a little bit better, because we got very little additional damage on it. So 1137 to 3772. That means the average damage is 2664. The average damage is significantly low in the range of this damages because the low end damage on lightning damage is so low. And the math on that would be the total amount of damage that you could do is 1137 plus 3772. And you go 2664 divided by 4904, whatever it was, and you're at 54%. So to calculate the average bonus of lightning rod, it's 1 minus point parentheses here. 1 minus 0.54 times 0.54 0.54 times 0.54. So 0.2916. So you're going to be doing an additional, well, that's actually wrong. It's 0.46. 1 minus 0.46. It's 54% in the range, so it's 0.46 times 0.46, so 0.21. So you're going to be doing 21% more damage within the range. 21% more damage within the range is going to be 42% more damage because it moves your range. So instead of doing 46% of your total lightning damage, you're going to be doing 66% of your total lightning damage, which is 42% more damage. So mathing that out on our lightning attacks is 1.44 times 1.42 is going to be 2.04. And same thing for Dex, because Dex just gives us lightning damage. 0.72 times 1.42 is 1.02. And so that'll give us more accurate stat weightings for these. Now these stat weightings will be available in POB when everything gets updated and we can accurately predict damage. But for now, we can math it out and we can figure out what good weightings are for our character. Now we're looking at a 450 Exalted Orb budget on this. We're going to sort this right here and we're going to sort by sum. And this is going to be the best quiver that's out there. And it's only 1 divine. Got good fizz damage on it, good lightning damage on it, prod speed on it, +2 levels, and obviously a high dexterity. Now, 23% chance to pierce an enemy, not all that valuable for us, and a sum total of 140 means that we should look at the other secondary effects of each of these things. This one has cold damage, not ideal for us right now. This one has pierce enemies, we don't care about that. Percent chance to poison on attacks, we don't care about that. Bleeding, gain 3 life, we don't care about any of that. Bleeding and fire damage we're not even accounting for because fire damage is so low in the values for us. Poison with attacks, crit bonus damage, we don't want to crit anyway. Crit bonus damage, fire damage to attacks. Pierce an enemy, crit bonus damage, pierce an enemy. Not a whole lot of secondary effects. Mana per enemy killed, that's got potential. A 75 Exalted Orb budget, that's got potential. Again, mana per enemy killed, flat fire damage to attacks, not real big benefits to us. Flat fire damage to mana per enemy killed. And so these are our options. Now this is the options in a weighted sum of 130 in our budget range. Based on these options, right there. No, we don't care about the poison. Crit bonus damage does nothing for us. 20 Exalted Orbs for a massive quiver upgrade. So we'll see how accurate our math is if Mr. Not even going to try is going to sell us the item. Now again, if you make a bad choice on an item or if you buy something and you find something better later on, these are all resellable. Don't hesitate to just make upgrades when you can and then sell them off whenever you no longer need them. Make sure it's the right quiver. Accept it. And according to our math, this should be a significant upgrade for us. 29, 186 on bowshot. Bowshot's not going to get as big of an increase as lightning arrow will.
Nature's
but
fury.
29k, 37k. The math doesn't lie. So you don't have to spend 3 div, 4 div, 5 div, 10 div on an item if you are figuring out what is important to your character to scaling your damage. Then you can get items that have massive increases for a very low budget. Most people would go, oh, it's got chance to poison to attacks and I don't do crits, so they would not buy this quiver. But that's not the best way to do it. Learn your weights, learn how to calculate them, use them, get good items for a very good price. Enjoy. Back to the grind.